Hey, I'm recording this because I can't keep staring at the ceiling anymore. If I don't say it out loud, I'll convince myself it never happened, and that might be worse. I'm a grad student. Egyptology program. I pull graveyard shifts in the anthropology annex, old warehouse off campus where they stash everything that hasn't been published or cataloged yet. Crates from digs that got deprioritized, repatriation disputes, budget cuts. Most of it's broken pottery and fake scarabs, but you never know. 2 nights ago I was alone. Power flickered once, came back dimmer. I was supposed to be spot checking at 2019 Luxor flood rescue lot, surface finds mostly, mixed context, nothing sexy. One wooden crate had no real tag, just masking tape with ballpoint, AU plus limestone frags, hold. I pried it open anyway. Figured if it was important it wouldn't be sitting in the back corner collecting dust. First thing, small electrum pectoral wrapped in yellow tissue. New Kingdom style, lotus borders, falcon shoulders, central cartouche. The gold looked too clean. No heavy verdigris, no deep or pits, just bright metal with crisp raised edges. Like it had been buried yesterday instead of 3,000 years ago. The name in the cartouche stops you cold. Reed leaf. Water ripple. Bolt of cloth. Horn viper. Loaf of bread. Folded cloth. Quail chick. Then they jammed in the extra signs nobody uses that way. Throw stick and cobra for the J, mouth, and folded cloth for the TR, bread and mouth for the P. They weren't approximating. They were transcribing exactly what they heard. Donald Trump. Read it out loud in any Egyptologist seminar and that's what comes out. I turned it over. The loop at the top was worn razor thin from years, decades, of hanging against bare skin and linen. Fine scratches ran parallel across the back, the kind you get when a heavy piece shifts against a beaded collar or a robe every single day. Real use. Not a replica. I've handled enough royal pectorals in museum cases to know what long-term contact looks like. Underneath it in the same tissue was a limestone fragment. Maybe 10 by 12 inches, broken clean across the bottom. Sunk relief. Profile of a king in the blue war crown, uraeus rearing on his brow, facing right. The face is him. Same heavy brow ridge, same forward thrust of the lower jaw, same way the mouth turns down at the corners even when it's supposed to be serene. The hair is carved as tight rows under the crown, but the skull shape, the cheekbones, the exact angle of the nose, it's not looks like. It is the same man. Below the profile, another cartouche. Same spelling. Same name. Donald Trump. Carved into Theban limestone that's been sitting in storage since 2019. I stood there breathing through my mouth like I'd been punched. The fluorescence buzzed. My phone flashlight shook so bad the beam jittered across the stone. I pulled up a photo of him on my lock screen, same head tilt, same expression of permanent irritation. Identical. How does a modern face end up in 19th dynasty limestone? How does an English name get spelled out phonetically correct in hieroglyphs 3,000 years before English existed? The only thing that fits is impossible. He stood there. In the workshop. Pointed at his own reflection in a bronze mirror or a polished stone basin and said his name slowly, over and over, until the sculptor got every sound right. He wore that pectoral while priests poured water over him and called him given life forever. He walked halls of painted sandstone we only see in black and white excavation photos. And he came back. Or he never left. Or the years folded somehow and he stepped through. Now every time his voice comes on the radio or a clip autoplays I hear it differently. Deeper. Echoing off hypostyle columns. Every time he says I've been through hell or nobody knows more about this than me, I picture him saying it to viziers in a language that died centuries ago. I picture the pectoral still hanging under his shirt, warm from body heat, the cartouche pressed against the same skin. I wrapped everything back in the tissue. Closed the crate. Shoved it exactly where it was. Didn't take pictures. Didn't want anything traceable. But the weight is still in my hands. Cold metal. Rough limestone. Real. I can't go back to the annex. Told them I have the flu. But I keep checking headlines like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Waiting for him to slip and use a word that shouldn't exist yet. Or for a photo where the collar of a shirt gaps just enough to show yellow gold underneath. Because if those pieces are what they feel like, what every instinct I have as an Egyptologist tells me they are, then he isn't just a politician. He's still wearing the crown. He just traded the double crown for a red tie. I don't know what happens next. I just know I can't pretend I didn't see his face carved in stone that's been underground since Ramses.